Whew. I tell you, that sound can definitely give you the willies. So, I think that should be an indication of what we're going to talk about. So let's just go ahead and jump into this video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie birthdays, movie reviews, trailer discussions, box office predictions, and some special videos along the way. Now hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the movie reviews, if you want the trailer discussions, if you love to compete in box office predictions, if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel because you're going to get all that content and then some. Now, this day, Sunday, was actually recommended to me from a dear friend of mine who I went to high school with. Her name is Michelle, and she recommended that I talk about horror movies. Yes, she is a big fan of horror. I will go ahead and reference her Instagram pages, so you can go and check her out. Great person, overall, huge heart, a lot of fun. But anyway, she's really into horror, and she said I should do a day just focusing on horror films because horror is a huge genre that has so many subgenres with it. You know, there's a psychological horror, the slasher horror, the gore, you know, so many different things. So I said, you know what, that's actually pretty smart. I don't have anything to fill my Sundays with, and what better day to talk about, you know, the undead, the unholy, evil things than God's Day. I found it fitting, especially after the review that I did of The Unholy 2 days ago. So make sure you check that one out. I'll leave it as a card at the end so you can check out my review of The Unholy. But yeah, so today, if the music at the beginning didn't give it away, we're going to be talking about The Conjuring. And the Conjuring movies, I absolutely love. I think that they are just great movies. They can, you know, they have the potential to definitely scare you, give you the willies, freak you out, make you think when you're home alone kind of thing. So yeah, it definitely does that very well. You know, the movie has been so successful. They made a sequel. They made spin-offs entirely. There was 3 Annabelle movies. There was The Nun. And now this year, we're getting Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. So they're very successful movies. If you haven't seen them, please check them out. And we are going to check out the trailer for The Conjuring starting now.
It's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us. Nothing.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
There's someone here that would like to talk to you.
There's something horrible happening in my house.
It's November 1st, 1971. I'm sitting here with Carolyn Perrin, who, with her family, has been experiencing supernatural occurrences. You picking up anything in here, hon?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it? Whatever Lorraine sees, feels, touches, it takes a toll on her. A little piece each time.
You have a lot of spirits in here, but there's one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful.
We have to get out of here.
That's not gonna help.
This thing has latched itself to your family.
probably never seen nothing like this.
I'm coming with you.
No way. I can't lose you.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed. Do you want to see him?
Yeah?
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you.
After watching the trailer, I just want to watch the movie again. Yeah, so, let's go ahead and talk about the movie. For those that haven't seen this movie yet, what are you waiting for? But I do want to let you know that this video will have spoilers. So there's your warning. You've been forewarned. We're going to talk about the film. So, yeah, this movie, just the fact that it's based on a true story, based on the real work of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Lorraine actually comes out in this movie. She has a brief scene. We'll show that clip right here.
The presence, which ultimately...
There she is, Lorraine Warren. She comes out in the movie. She obviously was a consultant for the film. But hey guys, if you haven't taken a minute to subscribe, make sure you do that. It's free, takes 2 seconds, not even a minute, and it helps me out. So show some support, subscribe, and hit that like button. What really made me want to talk about this one first on this whole horror genre was I recently watched a documentary about the Warrens on Discovery Plus. And, they talk about their actual work with this case, The Conjuring. And they also talk about the storyline for what we're going to get in The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. They talk about that as well in the documentary. So go check out that documentary on the Warrens. It's on Discovery Plus. So the movie, it starts out showing the Warrens working on a case, kind of giving a background as to what it is that they do. And it introduces Annabelle, and that's, the whole start of the Annabelle trilogy that we got. But in reality, Annabelle is really just a really big Raggedy Ann doll from Raggedy Ann and Andy. But they definitely made it creepier in the movie. So, it gives that backstory, and then it picks up with the family, the Perrin family, I guess it's pronounced. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the last name. But, it shows them moving into the house and them just kind of being a family, finally getting this house of their own, and it's got all this land and it's beautiful, but things don't go as planned, and they end up seeking the assistance of the Warrens to come and figure out what's the goings on. And it turns out that there's an exorcism that's needed to kind of cleanse the house, kind of like oh my God, why can't I remember the name of that movie now? Poltergeist. Yes, kind of like Poltergeist, I know. They bring the Warrens in so that they can do their work and essentially say,
This house is clean.
yes. But, I'm not going to say that how can I put this? I watched this movie in the theater. I went to go see this movie with my sister Nicole. Now, my sister Nicole and I are not two people that you want to get together to watch a horror movie, because we will pick it apart and make fun of it the entire time. So we were actually laughing at the end with the whole exorcism scene.
Omne phantasma, omnis legio in nomine Domine nostri Jesu. Put her down! Put her down! Put her down!
Only because we were referencing a movie called Repossessed, which is a spoof of The Exorcist, and there's a scene from the movie.
Do not believe what you're seeing. It is merely an illusion.
You sound like George Bush on the deficit.
But she's floating in midair.
We doing those scissors. Hey.
And in that scene, I remember specifically, we were making jokes because it ties in with a scene from Repossessed. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. Maybe the Conjuring didn't like the fact that I was making fun of it and laughing at it. But the battery in my camera died, and I had to go and get another battery and replace it. So yeah, sorry about that. But you got to admit, the tie-in between those two movies there in that scene, a little funny, you know, a ha-ha moment. But yeah, the movie was just, it's such a good movie. I think a lot of that has to do with the actors. They do such an amazing job in this. Having Lorraine there as a consultant who actually went through this definitely added something to the movie. And it just made it that much better. So, you know, like I said earlier, they made a sequel to it. They're making a third one. They have many spin-offs. So yes, The Conjuring is definitely a very, very good movie. Very enjoyable. Don't be surprised if in a future week we do talk about it. The second one, anyway, leading up to the release of the third one later this year. So be on the lookout for that video where we discuss The Conjuring 2. But overall, before The Conjuring kind of takes another hack at me and my technology, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. So those are my thoughts on The Conjuring. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, make sure you check out the Instagram, Movie Time with Chris, where you're going to get little snippets of everything that's going to come on the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell, because you don't want to miss any future videos that are going to be on this channel. Also, I'm on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there, Movie Time with C1, where you're going to get a heads up of everything that I'm going to be working on across all of my platforms. I'm on Twitch, Movie Time with Chris, so make sure you follow me there. I had a watch party already, and I plan on doing a lot more of those. So follow me on Twitch, and we'll watch movies together. Make sure you go to my blog, www.movietimewithchris.com, where you're going to get a more in-depth analysis of everything that I talk about here on the YouTube channel. And lastly, if there's ever a topic you want to hear about or a movie that you want me to review, email me, movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day. I will not miss your message. And the topic you want to hear about will be in a future video on this channel. But until next time, stay safe and take care.